All right. Welcome to the and Everything show where we talk about Ray and everything. I usually put in a little entry every couple days, maybe once or twice a week, whenever I can. So today, I titled this video, Lean Not Into Your Own Understanding. It's something that Jesus said. You know, for he is the truth, he is the way, and he is the life. And we should not lean into our own understanding. And so, with that being said, uh, when we got to make life decisions, Jesus doesn't want us to lean into our own understanding. Now, it's hard not to. It's hard not to. When you're saying to yourself, uh, "Well, I need to do this to get this done," and you're like, "Oh, well, Jesus is not gonna understand, or God doesn't understand." He does. He does. All of this stuff that we're doing that we think is new, none of this stuff is new. None of this stuff. And that includes the internet. That includes the way we're communicating. We once were communicating like this before in life. There's nothing new about what we're doing here. It's nothing new. I know people like to think so, but it's not. And of course, there's going to be, people going to believe otherwise anyway. I don't care what you believe. So back to what I was saying about not leaning into your own understanding. You know, we humans, we're very foolish. We're very vain. We tend to make the wrong decisions most of the time. Most of the time. I'm including myself in that. Like, I make the wrong decisions most of the time. A lot of the times I'm saying the wrong thing. A lot of the times I'm just kind of in going through the go through. I'm not slow to anger. After a while, you get frustrated, you lose patience, and it happens. It happens in life. But the one thing that God made, one of the greatest things that God made, that was next to the human and next to the earth, next to the animals and next to the sun and the moon and the stars, the universe, he made this thing called time that's in our realm. And it's very important, because time is one of those things that allows you to heal. Or it can destroy you. You let something go too long, it can destroy you. If you don't let it go long enough, then you won't. It'll be rough on you. But time, people always tell you time is the ultimate healer. Whenever you got a suffering from a broken heart, as time goes on, you begin to heal. You begin to heal. You see tragic things, and as time goes on, you begin to heal. You begin to heal. The harder the tragedy, the longer it takes for you to heal, but you do heal. You do. And so, the Father in his infinite wisdom, when he did that, he said to himself that I built humans to be able to maintain and get over anything. And the only way they can do that is with time. And so the reason why I'm kind of mixing this in with do not lean to your own understanding is because a tragedy will strike. Tragedy will strike. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of whether it's not going to happen or it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's a matter of what you do about the tragedy, or when that tragedy strikes. And so, it's best to try to prepare, even though there's really no preparation. Really, it's not. But at the other end, you just have to let time do the healing. God will do the healing over time. He created time to do the healing. And you go through a healing process. You go through a tragic process, for some time, but then there's a healing process. then there's a healing process. And so it's always good to think things through and allow for some time to come by. And with the Father and with Jesus saying, do not lean to your own understanding, he understood that, listen, we already set rules. They already have set rules for being on this planet. And you only get a certain amount of time. You only get a certain amount of time. So for my life, I would like it to be celebrated. I wouldn't want if and when I lose my life, or leave this planet and leave the flesh, that it not be celebrated. It should be celebrated, especially all the things that you had done in this flesh. If you've done some great things in this flesh, then that should be celebrated. A lot of the nonsense is just vanity. A lot of the nonsense is just vanity. But the rest should be celebrated. And that's why we ask for time to be our friends. We need it. We need it. We be needing as much time as we can get. But the Father put a clock, an invisible clock, by every one of us. And the actions that we do really makes it, based on our actions, says how much time we get. And so I'll put this entry in today. If anybody out there hears it, I want you to know that when tragedy strikes, you should always take a second, take some deep breaths, and try to think it the best way through. Remember that this is just flesh, and flesh is very temporary. It's very temporary. There's nothing permanent about this flesh. There's nothing permanent about it. And just because you leave the flesh doesn't mean your life is over. The creator of all these things would not have given you would not have been the mother or the child to a person, and you're not going to see them again. This is all designed for a reason. This is all designed for a reason. And leaving them now, because remember, Jesus did cry over Lazarus. He did. It hurt him when Lazarus died. He understood as a human in flesh and blood how we feel. You'll see the Father, and they weren't pleased with allowing us to die. But the thing is, he explained at the end of the book of Matthew that we never really die. We never really die. The flesh goes away. Spirit lives forever. It's just a matter of calming our spirit, going through the pain, crying if you have to cry. It's okay. Cry. Be in pain. Be down. But you don't stay down. You get back up. And you smell the flowers of life. And you laugh. And you try to bring some joy to your life. Because guess what? At the end of the day, at the end of all of this, we're going to see joy. But we're going to cry first. So it's okay. Get through those tears. because crying and laughing is what makes us who we are. It's what makes us who we are. It's what makes this life special. What doesn't make this life great is if you're not living it and you're just debilitated. All right, that was the end of the video. I'm sorry for such a long delay. I had a little hiccup on my internet. Once again, that was Ray and everything, and this was a sad end, but the next take is gonna be good. So once again, Ray and everything out.